AI is disrupting everything. And if you have been using it yourself, you're not alone. You're in good company. You've been using it too. And I actually appreciate some of the force multiplication that is happening with AI. But as parents, how do we navigate that with our kids? My name's Lisa Nearing. I'm the director at True North Academy, and we have been dealing with AI for several years at True North, as has everybody in the world of education. And as homeschool parents, I think it's an important question to be thinking about. I've got so much glare on my glasses. I'll try to take them off and we'll see how far I get without my glasses. Um, so I want to just touch base with you about AI. I've been on 2 podcasts this week as a guest talking about AI in the fourth industrial revolution. And the question always comes up, how should parents handle AI? I don't have a definitive answer for you, but I want to give you some strategies that you and your spouse can think through and pray through and decide together how you're going to manage AI in your home. What I do know about kids is that they're very curious, and kids do really enjoy and like tech. They tend to be pretty good at it. Now, one of the things I hear all the time is our kids are digital natives, right? So of course they understand AI. But what my experience with our kids, the Gen Z kids that are digital natives, is that they really understand the apps that they play or the video games that they play or the computer programs that they're on, but they don't really understand the broader context of online anything, like how to manage their files, how to save, how to store, how to protect themselves. So as far as a digital native goes, they might have been born into a world where computers were ubiquitous. But they're not really sure how to manage their online life. So taking a basic BCIS class, which stands for Basic Computer Information Systems, is a really good idea for most of our kids. Also, a safety class. How do you keep yourself safe online? Now, no matter how many controls you have on your computer and your laptop and your phones and all those kind of things, sometimes things break through. Now, we have a lot of controls on our computers and devices because we're on them pretty regularly, and a lot of things get through that we don't really appreciate. But 2 weeks ago, my computer got hacked, and I mean like hacked. So I just got it back. So even with like a lot of controls and safety features, your computer can still get hacked. So we want to be careful with our kids. We want to teach them how to manage themselves online and how to keep themselves safe online. Yes, we do. And we have classes for you at True North designed to do exactly that. But I really want to talk to you about the options you have as far as dealing with AI in your home. Now, I raised my kids and homeschooled my kids before AI was really a thing. We did have computers in our home. We always had a policy that if you were working on a computer, you were in a public space and anybody can check anybody else's computer at any time for accountability, sure. And also just that there's open conversations and dialogues about people where people are going in the online space. As far as AI goes, AI is disrupting everything. We see this in education, we're seeing this in work, we're seeing this in industries. So it is a disruptive force, that's for sure. And it is literally changing the way people think. So we need to really manage how we're dealing with our kids and AI. One of the number one ways that you can manage AI in your home is just to completely avoid it. And you're not ready to deal with it. You don't want to deal with it. You don't want your kids to deal with it. So you just don't go there and you don't allow your kids to use it in your home at all. That doesn't mean they're not going to use it at somebody else's house. So if you have that policy in your home, I would suggest having some good conversations with your kids and how far does that extend? And those kind of conversations really like, we're going to avoid it. We're not going to go there. We don't want you to go there until a certain age or whatever. So avoid it altogether. The second strategy that you can use when it comes to AI is managing the AI use. And that is, we understand it, but we're really cautious. And I think a lot of us take this stance that we do know that AI can really multiply some of our work and productivity and those kind of things. So we see the benefit of it, but we want to be cautious about our usage of it and we want to go slowly. We want our kids to go slowly into that world of AI use. And that is definitely a strategy. So have those conversations with your kids. How often are we going to use AI and under what circumstances? When are we going to not use it? When are we going to put it away and those kind of things? And then the third way to manage it is, um, I have it. Yeah. Okay. I just was looking at my notes. Is we're going to go all in with AI. We love it. We're going to put it on our phone. We're going to use it for all the things. We're going to use it to understand how to rearrange our house and what vacations we're going to go on and how to do homework and create new things using AI. And you can certainly do all those things and so much more. It's a very, very powerful tool. Those families who are going all in with AI, there's actually schools that are using AI where your kids sit down to an AI generated personalized tutor for your kids for a couple hours a day. They do all their schoolwork with an AI bot and they get it all done and then they go on to do all the other things that they're going to do in life. So some people are really all in with AI. They don't mind that their kids are using it at a very young age. They're good with it. They love it. They want to invest heavily in it. I've read a lot that if you don't train your kids to use AI at an early age, they're going to be so left behind. I'm not sure that I agree with that, but some people are definitely going all in. So you've got total avoidance, caution, and then all in. I want to offer a fourth strategy as a parent, and that is AI resistant. What do I mean by that? Not like you're going to have to pull me dragging and screaming into the AI world. What I mean by that is you choose humans first. And this is my stance about it because, sure, an AI agent can teach your kids math, but our bodies and our brains are not designed to interact with pixels all day long. We are designed to interact with humanity. And so I think really having a human first kind of strategy towards AI is a great strategy. It's not total avoidance of AI, it's using AI as the tool that it is meant to be, but it's also really valuing the people in your life, what they bring to the table, and how we respond and interact with those humans. So it's a human first kind of strategy. And I think that's a good one as we raise our kids. So, can AI create the birthday party? Sure, but then you lose out on the fun of creating the birthday party together. So, I think these are four really good strategies to really think about and strategize with your spouse. Talk to your kids about them. How are you going to manage AI in your home and in your school life as well? If your kids are in a public or private school, I would ask what their AI policy is. Are they teaching the kids how to use AI? Do the kids have access to it? There's a lot of interesting things going on with AI right now. Um, some of the research is showing that it is actually pretty liberal in its stance, no matter which AI agent that you use, that it does agree with you. You have to tell it not to agree with you, and yet it still does agree with you. And it can take you down a nefarious path very quickly. So we need to teach our kids how to be really safe online, including in their use of AI. There's actually some legal um, issues happening right now with some kids who really went down a sad, horrible path based on the the therapeutic information they were getting from AI. So we need to be careful. We need to be wise consumers, and we need to be aware that we are the stewards of our kids in our home. How are we going to manage online everything, including AI? And again, kids are curious. Now, at True North Academy, we have some really pretty stringent AI usage rules. And at the same time, we actually use AI in some of our classes. For instance, graphic design and the video editing, they're using applications that use AI and teach our students how to use AI in really creative and interesting ways. And some of the work that our kids are doing as a result of that is just phenomenal. So I think it can be both and, but we are the human first kind of kind of academy. So if that's what you're looking for, True North is the place where your trusted academic partner. I say that all the time. Now, I'm going to post in the comments below the links to the basic computer information class that we offer. We actually offer 4 or 5 different kinds of computer classes. Some of them get into 3D designing. Some of them are just really basic, how to store your files, how to retrieve your files, how to upload, download, Google Apps kind of things. And listen, I talk about cert stacking all the time. If you want to think about a really good certification for your kids while they're in middle school or high school, do a G Suite cert or do a Word application certification. These are certifications that they're going to use the rest of their life, most likely. Now, way back in, I think, the 90s, in one of my jobs, I had a basic, I think it was a word processing class, but literally I learned more about, I did not grow up with computers, right? But we learned so much about computers and how to manage things, and that was a good foundation. So your kids really do need a good foundation. They're going to live in a computer world, they're going to live in an AI world. No matter what strategy you decide to use with your kids in AI, I would do some research on your own, because AI is really changing not how we interact with the world, but how we think. And this is a fundamental difference between other technology. We hear this all the time. Well, in every industrial revolution, technology has changed everything, and it generally has. Like, it's changed communication, and it has changed how we travel. So that happened with steam, that happened with electricity, that certainly happened with computers. Now we're in the fourth industrial revolution, and AI is definitely changing how we communicate and probably how we travel too. But it is changing how we think. And of course, all those other innovations changed how we think about space and time and travel and relationships and things like that. But this is changing literally our brains. And so we need to think about it really carefully and clearly and be proactive as we're raising our kids. What kind of AI usage do we want to use and have with them in the home? I hope this has been helpful. I'd love to hear your comments. How are you guys using it? What do you think about it? Are you scared of it? Are you avoiding it? Are you all in? I think so many of us are all over the place. We might be all in one week, and the next week we're like, not so much. I need to take a walk or whatever. But I would love to hear from you. Along with the basic computer information class, we do have a digital safety class. I think this is a very important class for everybody to consider. If you don't have a digital safety protocol in your home, really consider this class, because it will really help your kids keep themselves safe. And no matter how much we trust the people in our home, there's a nefarious activity waiting to get to our kids. So not to hammer on the fear factor or anything, but we need to be aware of that as parents too. So again, I'd love to hear from you guys. How's AI going in your home, and what is your strategy about handling it? I will talk to you guys next time. Listen, if you're a part of the True North community, I keep saying I'm going to end and then I don't. If you're part of the True North community, we are having monthly coffee chats. Our first one will be tomorrow at noon, and I can't wait to talk to you guys and see you then. So we'll talk to you soon. I'll put some links below. Let me know what you think.